Okay, and I think we're live. All right, so this is just a stream just to come relax, chill out. Not going to be intense. I've had a busy week. Had a great time over on Culture Cat's channel this week, just talking ghosts, etc. for Halloween. I released a video on Friday on the Banterbox UK football channel, which, if you want to go check it out, and you can see that trying to predict football truly is a mug's game. And I was supposed to have another video out this morning, but in my No Blue Box Allowed series, but the BBC had said no. So that's under dispute at the moment. More than likely, I'll probably just have to wait the 30 days. Yeah, and that's it. And I've got an ideas for a new video this week. Gonna be making a video about everyone's favorite flat Earth debater who never allows anyone to debate. But anyway, that's what I've been busy with. And so all we're going to do here, just going to look at some old Doctor Who characters, his companions, and just give them a ranking. I mean, you've all seen these tier listing videos before. You know how it works. If you've got any comments you want to make, just put them in the chat. Doesn't even have to be Doctor Who related. You can just talk about anything. Talk about what you did for Halloween. It's all good. So, right, we'll start. Should clarify as to what I personally consider makes a companion in Doctor Who. There are some exceptions, but in general, I would say they should be in at least 2 Doctor Who stories, and they should have travelled in the TARDIS. Now, again, there are some exceptions to that. Like you see Liz Shaw here. She gets an exemption. Yates as well. I'm not sure if he ever travelled in TARDIS or not. I think Benton did. But yeah, so we might as well start, and let's start with an ace. And ace, she goes straight up into fantastic, because she is fantastic. So I grew up mainly during the wilderness years for Doctor Who, but I do have vague memories of Sylvester McCoy being on TV on Doctor Who, and I do remember Ace. So in fact, she's sort of like my first companion, if you will. And she is genuinely a pretty awesome character. She's very streetwise, very, very tough. She battered a Dalek with a baseball bat, and she's very good at explosives. And there is a lot of depth to her character as well. As we see, is it Ghostlight? Is that the episode where she meets her mum? I can't remember. If you know which story it was, feel free to correct me. But yeah, Ace, absolutely, well, Ace. Adam. Right, I'm put him in the bottom tier, the Adric tier. Because Adam, he does technically qualify as a companion, but he really only exists so they could make a point in the new Doctor Who era that if you travel with the Doctor, you got to follow his rules. So yeah, not much to say about Adam. He was there for a purpose and he fulfilled it. And Adric inevitably goes into Adric tier. But here's the thing with Adric. It is his first appearances. He's not actually too bad, but it's really when it switches over to the Fifth Doctor, Peter Davison, that's when he starts to become more intolerable. And but he's quite significant because not many Doctor Who companions die, not on screen. And he'll never get to know if he was right. So he is at least significant in that way. Yeah, sorry, Adric. I want to make a defense for you, but it's not coming. Now I'm going to get to a very controversial opinion here. Amy Pond, I'm only going to put in the OK tier because Amy Pond is a terrible person. I know. Go back, watch the episodes, and just look for what her good traits are, and you'll see they're not easy to find. Were we really fooled by the legs for so long? You just got to look at the way she's abusive to pretty much everyone she meets, and especially to Rory. She can have moments of empathy, but they are quite few and far between. And she's very vain and self-centered. So I'm putting her in OK because, despite my criticisms, and she's not the worst person in the world, but I'm only going to put her in OK because you can't deny her significance to the stories. Rob started Curse of Fenric. That was on the episode. Is that the one where she goes back and meets her mother? Because that's the one I was trying to remember earlier. So, all right, moving on. Right, Barbara. Yeah, it is. Okay, excellent. Barbara, obviously, she goes to fantastic. One of the first companions. She was also essentially she was there to fulfill a role, because when the shows first started, they would switch between sci-fi and historical stories. And Barbara was the science teacher, not the science teacher. She was the history teacher. Well, so she would be able to give the audience the background on whatever historical period it is they were in. Also, she's a great character in her own right. She has a lot of dynamism to her. She doesn't always take the Doctor's shit. She's not afraid to stand up for herself. And yeah, if you haven't watched the Hartnell era, especially the very early, you can see Barbara. She's a really great character. Then we go Ben. I think Ben's okay. He was there because he had to fulfill the physical stuff that William Hartnell couldn't. He's fine. I can't really have any strong opinions about Ben. Unfortunately, he's there. He does what he needs to. Yeah, he's fine. I think okay is a perfect tier for him. We go to Bill Potts. She's good. Yeah, I like Bill. I know there are a lot of people who put her in fantastic. I don't quite see that, but I think she's a good character. She has a lot going for her, and I think she was exactly what the show needed at the time she came in, because she came after all the yes, the Aztecs is a great story. Maybe one day I'll get around to reviewing, to tier listing the Hartnell stories. So what was I saying about Bill? Yeah, she was exactly what the show needed at the time, after all the complexities with the ponds and river and Clara, and yeah, I think at that time, Doctor Who needed a more straightforward Doctor companion relationship. I mean, yeah, I know she's got sass to her, but otherwise it is pretty. They have pretty standard roles. The Doctor's in charge, and Bill follows his lead. So yeah, it's cool. Go the Brigadier, Anthony Gordon Lethbridge Stewart, and he goes top tier because of course he does. You could say he's just a very generic military man, but no, it's like, especially when you watch his relationship with the third Doctor, you can see they have a lot of respect for each other, even though they fundamentally disagree with each other on, well, most of the time. So no, there's a good reason why he stuck around so long. It's a shame he never made it into the revived era. There were always plans to bring him back, and he did make it into an episode of Sarah Jane Adventures, but he never made it back onto the main show, and that's a shame. Rest in peace, Nicholas Courtney. Captain Jack. To be clear, we are talking about the character, Captain Jack Harkness. We're not talking about the actor John Barrowman, although I would say that's probably quite a thin line. Yeah, I think Captain Jack. I mean, he's. You see, should I be ranking them just on his Doctor Who appearances? Should I be including Torchwood as well? Yeah, I think good. I think good's fine for him. Because he is a good character, but he can get a bit one note. Where it's just innuendo, innuendo. It's yeah, yeah. I think that's fine for him. Uh, Captain Yates. Captain Yates. Um, Yates is okay. He's Jacket Clowns. He was better in Torchwood than Doctor Who. Yeah, I mean that is sort of what I'm thinking. Whether I should rank him based on Torchwood as well, or just his appearances in Doctor Who. Do you know what? I'll be fair. If I count Torchwood as well, I'll bump him up to great. I mean that's yeah, I mean that's fine. Well, Brick, we have many conversations over if the unit troops are actually companions. Um, so I did say at the start, I have my criteria for what counts as a companion, and it's that they should appear in at least two different adventures, and they should have travelled in the TARDIS at some point, and the brig does qualify because he has been in the TARDIS on at least a couple of occasions. Um, but there are some exceptions that I will make as well. Like we're looking at Captain Yates. I'm not sure if he ever did, if he ever went inside the TARDIS. But there's always room for some exceptions. Um, so we're saying about Captain Yates, he's okay. He's probably the least developed of the unit family. Um, you know, he does quite like having authority over Benson. And he has a bit of a liking for Joe. But yeah, I'll just put him in. Okay. Now, Clara. Clara. My Clara. Oh, be still, my beating heart. No, genuinely, I love Clara's character. I think she's brilliant. I think she has one of the most interesting and unique stories we've had for a companion. Now, to be fair, when she came in, Clara and 11, um, they had a fun relationship. Uh, you know, they had great chemistry together. They, even a little flirtatious, but otherwise, it was very much standard Doctor companion. But it was when 12th Doctor came in, yeah, that's when she got really interesting because then you see they have a very oh no no, I can't, we can't be doing that. Clara is amazing, and I'm just explaining why. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, when 12 comes in, you have this really destructive relationship, this destructive codependent relationship that they have, where the Doctor puts too much reliance on Clara, and Clara wants to be like the Doctor, but she isn't the Doctor. So she takes risks. She overestimates herself, and that's what leads to her downfall. It's a tale we hadn't seen before in Doctor Who of how damaging it can potentially be to travel with the Doctor. And you know, I think she's great. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go further than that. We go make new tier. We're making the Clara tier. There you go. That's the standard by which all others must be judged. Anyway, moving on. Dan. Dan's all right. He was only in it for a short time. And, I didn't mind him. And actually, out of all the 13th Doctor's companions, I'd say he's the one that I most believed was someone that the 13th Doctor would genuinely hang out with. So, yeah, Dan's fine. See, this is where I'm saying where we get the exceptions. Because Liz never traveled in the TARDIS, but we're keeping her in. She's only going in great because she was only in it for a short while. But yeah, no, she was really good. Knew her onions. Was able to keep up with the Doctor. So yeah, she can go in there. Next one is if you don't recognise who this is, it's because she was only in the 1995 TV movie. That's Grace Holloway. So because she's only got that one appearance, she, I can only really put her in okay. We go Dodo. I have to put her in poor because it's is that what are they called? Was it called like Time Crash, something like that? It's like an unofficial Doctor Who stories. They set out on VHS in the 90s, wasn't it? Didn't they even get John Pertwee to do some of them? Yeah. Right, who was I talking about? Right, Dodo. Can I put her in poor? Probe was the series. Okay. Yeah, those are things I've heard of, but I've never been able to find any of them. Okay, so Dodo, I'm just going to put in poor because I feel a little sorry for her. That's why I don't want to put her down in the Adric tier because it's like the writers never knew what they wanted to do with her, and she was changing accent every other week. So yeah, so I'll just put her in poor. No, Donna Noble. She goes in fantastic. Now, I have to say, I got this wrong the first time round. When it was first broadcasting, and was it 2008 when she was in it? I wasn't a big fan of Donna Noble. but then I went back a few years later, watched her episodes again, and I realized, oh, I was so wrong. Donna Noble is amazing, and she just goes on this incredible and heartbreaking journey with the Doctor, and um, yes, yeah, Donna is absolutely, she is. I mean, I would say she's the best companion of the RTD, yeah, era. And like I say, I I got her wrong. I got Donna Noble wrong the first time round. She's actually amazing. Not so much of a fan when they brought her back for the specials, but that first run, absolutely incredible. Fair play to Catherine Tate. She really showing off her, really showing off her acting. She was mainly known just for her comedy, but she's actually a great actress too. Right, Graham O'Brien. Where do I want to put Graham? See, he's definitely the best of the fam. Um, I really hate the name the fam as well. Just really horrible. Yeah, I'll leave him good. He's definitely the best of them. He's like the only one in the fam who actually has a character. He's actually got some personality to him. Even if he is a bit of a simp to the Doctor, but it's fine. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Graham, I'll put him in good. Handles, he shouldn't really be here. He's not really a companion. He only appeared in that one episode. I should really have taken him off this. Yeah, the Doctor didn't really need his own Wilson. Well, I guess it worked for the story. No, I'll just put him there. Harry Sullivan. Yes, Harry's great. I am. We need to change this around. We need to get more appreciation for Harry. Really like Harry. But he's quite a stereotypical. Graham was brilliant. I put that to Bradley's acting skills. Yeah, I absolutely agree. So I even think that maybe that became a bit of a problem because I think at sometimes he was really outshining Jodie Whittaker. So yeah, if you watch those first two seasons, Graham has a much reduced role in where is it, season 12? So who do I put on here? Harry. Yes, Harry. It's great. You need to start the Harry Sullivan Appreciation Society. Ian Martin was taken from us far too soon. He was indeed. Now, Ian Chesterfield. Sorry, Chesterton. He has to go next. We can't separate Barbara and Ian. They need to go together. It would be wrong to separate them. But Ian, yeah, another really good character. Essentially he was there to take on the physical side that William Hartnell couldn't do. He had a very antagonistic relationship with the Doctor, and most of the time he was right, but yeah, Barbara and Ian together forever. Jamie McCrillen. Jamie, he obviously he goes top tier. Fantastic. That's there's just no argument. There's no argument for putting him any lower. And obviously he had Fraser Hines and Patrick Challen, they had this very obviously great friendship. So and that's something that really shines through. So yeah, nothing to say about it. It hasn't already been said. Jamie top tier. Jenny, another one, doesn't really count. Paternoster gang, they're very Marmite anyway. Do you know what? Very much people think they were a huge part of the Moffat era. They only actually appear in like 5 episodes. Jenny's all right. Probably like her more than Vastra. Jo Grant, Jo. She goes into fantastic because she is. Very thin line between actress Katie Manning and Jo Grant, if stories are to be believed. She was a danger to herself, very short-sighted, and you can't not like Jo. I just don't think that's possible. You can dislike K9 though. Disliking K9 is very easy to do. And he was the first one to get his own spin-off. Well, you might argue it was Sarah James, but I guess. But K9 was the title character. So they're injustice of it all. Comedian. Does anyone even really remember Comedian? Just this weird comedian android the Master and the Doctor fought for control over, and then he just suddenly disappeared. I'm sure he's probably skulking around the TARDIS somewhere even now. Katarina, I'll just put her in poor, because I put Katarina in poor just solely because we never really got to see much of her. She joined as a companion in the Mythmakers, and then she was killed off 4 episodes later. So yeah, I just for my feelings, I don't think she would have got much better, but I think the writers realised they'd made a horrible mistake. But so there you go. So yeah, I'll just keep her in poor. Kate Stewart, just making another exception. Okay. Well, Comedian was destroyed in Planet of Fire. Oh well, some good news. Kate. Where was I? I think Kate Stewart. She's all right. she doesn't really have a character, so she just fulfills her role. We'll say, right, let's go into Leela. Leela. Right, Leela. How do you talk about Leela without objectifying her? Because no, obviously she does. Leela does have that appeal. She's wearing not very much, but she is a great character in her own right. Obviously, she's not the most advanced, but she has wits about her. So and we got respect. Yeah. Leela didn't take any crap. I mean, can't really argue that. So Vastra, Madame Vastra, I'm not really a fan of Madame Vastra. Her stupid one-word tests, which don't make any sense. Not a fan of Vastra. Big fan of Martha though. I don't know. The thing with if the thing with Martha is, do we like her so much because we sympathise with her because of how badly the Doctor treats her? Is that really like the big part of it? It is weird to see the Doctor just treat anyone like that. Always intentionally bringing up Rose around her. To always belittling her. It's Tenth Doctor. He was a dick to Martha, but she she learned, she grew, she came out of it, and good for her. So she deserves a place. Mel, sorry Mel, didn't like you first time round, and new episodes haven't really changed my mind on you. I'm afraid. Sorry. Mickey Smith. So again, we need to make clear we are talking about the character Mickey Smith. We are not talking about the actor Noel Clarke. And since we are only talking about Mickey Smith, I think he's pretty good. He's not perfect, and he's one of the characters where you can just noticeably see his growth. He starts off as a sniveling coward, and but by the end he's become a bit of a bona fide hero. So he has this great character arc. So Mickey Smith is and just to make clear again, we're talking about Mickey Smith. We are not talking about Noel Clarke. Nardole. Where does he go? I mean, it's going to be around the lower end. Okay. I guess he's he's there. He fulfills a function. He's not really necessary to the stories. He does have a good arc in the Doctor Falls. And he leads the people away from the Cybermen. Although we do see him again in Twice Upon a Time, so I say it's a fair bet that the Cybermen did catch up with him. No, I can't stand the actor, but the character is pretty cool. Yeah, I might be a little harsh with him on him. Yeah, I'll put that to okay. Yeah, no, that was all right. Nissa. Right. Where does this go? I guess since I share the same hometown as Sarah Sutton, I guess I gotta put her up top tier. You know, I mean that's as good a reason as any. So, but yeah, no, yeah, this is good. She's a good. It's very smart, very empathetic. Yeah. Perry though, Perry. Um, so John Nathan Turner described her as one for the dads, and yeah, that's pretty much her, isn't it? She's just there to wear not very much clothing, scream a lot. I can't be fair with Nissa. I had such a crush on her in the day. Well, Rob, you've got to respect, man, that I can't be fair with Clara. Oh yeah, I got no doubt that Nicola Bryant's lovely, but um, yeah, Perry's not great. She's she really is just there to scream and look pretty. Osgood. No, not for me. Osgood. I probably should have taken her out of this list, to be honest, because yeah, I didn't make this. It was this tier list. It was just a template that was already on there. No, not no. I don't much care for Osgood. You know, I mean, she pretty much only exists because they couldn't get Lee Evans back. So, Polly put the kettle on, which is actually quite an unfortunate phrase, since that's primarily what she did most of the time. I'll put her next to Ben because Ben and Polly, they should always go together as well. You know, all right, they're not Ian and Barbara level, but you know they belong together. Well, you know, Polly does have some good moments for her, like in the moon base, when she comes up with the idea of the whole melty plastic thing. So yeah, I guess yeah, she's all right. River Song, debatable whether she really counts as a companion, but here's my other controversial opinion. River Song is a very sick woman, and we should not be indulging her in her habits. I don't know what tier I want to put her in, though. I'll go for the neutral. No, there is a lot that I do like about River, but her whole story, if you take a minute to think about it, you sort of realize doesn't it doesn't really work, and and it's a bit full. It's all built on this false pretense. Like imagine uh, going going into a relationship, but realizing you didn't have to do any of the hard work because it's all being done for you. I mean, that's a real ego boost, isn't it? So so that whole thing, it doesn't really work when if you actually think about it. You know, it's an interesting concept and traveling in different directions, but yeah, there is a reason why you wouldn't really do that. So yeah. Oh, and then there was that whole time she nearly destroyed the whole universe. So you know that's a bit of a mark against her. Right, the Romanas, the two Romanas. Um, okay, so we'll start with first Romana, Mary Tan. Um, I really like her. She's very much the Doctor's equal. You know, doesn't let him get away with crap. And yeah, I like her a lot. But I think Romana too. Uh, she takes it to the next level. Obviously, Clara Ward and Tom Baker, they obviously have their own thing going on. I think Romana and the Doctor they work really well together. And you know, the second Romana, she likes to play dress up, so you know you can't argue with that. Then we go to Rory. Rory. I am gonna I am gonna separate you from your wife. It's for your own good. She is not good for you. You deserve better. Uh, no, generally though, Rory is good. Romana 2 had the issue of being in Series 7. It's probably the worst series in the classic era. Yes, I can see that. But then I see, I see that. Okay, let me put it like this. If I look at the Stephen Moffat era, a lot of the episodes are, they are quite bad, but generally they're all quite watchable, and I would put that down to Matt Smith just really raising up the standard of the episode. So I think if you have good actors, you can elevate the material. So I mean that's a lot. I think that's a lot of what I would see with Romana too. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, Rory. Yeah, generally great character, and he has a interesting relationship with the Doctor. A lot of respect, but he's not afraid to call him out on his bullshit when needed. So yeah, Larson Centurion. We are trying to help you out here. Rose, yeah, she was, she was great. She was everything you really needed in a companion when the show was revived. She's a bit of she was a bit of a blank slate. She learned as she went on. Um, the whole romance with the Doctor telling, that's you know, that's like the personal opinion whether you like that sort of thing or not. You know, but you know, it was effective. It worked. You know, but is she the Doctor now? Who knows? Who knows what's going on there? Enough of the Clara slander. Rose also belongs in the Adric level with Clara. To me, Rose got worse as she went along. I think she was fine. Yeah, I can see if she had stayed on full time a lot longer, I think she would have become more grating. But I think she was fine. I think she was the perfect companion for when the show came back. Now we go Ryan. You know, I've seen a lot of people try and defend Ryan. You know, I've tried, but no, he's just bad. He's just Dollars ditch water. I can't, you know, there's nothing to say, you know. I mean, let me put it like this. Is Ryan, the character, Ryan Sinclair, is he really any different by the time he leaves the TARDIS than he was from the time that he first met the Doctor? You know, there's no noticeable change or development in him. Okay, Sarah Kingdom. She qualifies as a companion on a technicality, because she's only in the one story, the Dalek master plan, but she has the Feast of Stephen exception. So normally, if you're only in one story, I wouldn't count you as a companion. But the Feast of Stephen, which you might argue was the first Doctor Who Christmas special, is so far removed from the rest of the Dalek master plan that it's basically its own adventure. So she has that exception. And she had a hard start. She, you know, she first joined. She shot the Brigadier. All right. Context: there was Nicholas Courtney was playing a different character who was Sarah Kingdom's brother, and yeah, Sarah killed him. And then she became the Doctor's temporary companion. I'm only going to put her in good because it was short-lived. The second companion, death. Yeah, horribly. What was it? She was aged like 1,000 years, something like that. Yeah. So there was supposed to the whole Dark Master Plan, though, that was supposed to lead to a whole spin-off with the Space Security Force fighting the Daleks and other aliens, but it never happened. So we'll never know how that could have gone. I mean, Sarah Jane Smith, you know she's going top tier. You know, there's just no question about it. You know, she's smart, she's resourceful. You know, and you know, if you haven't ever seen the Sarah Jane Adventures, you absolutely should. You know, it's very weird. Yes, it's obviously aimed at a child audience, but some of the episodes are like really deal with really heavy stuff. So you would be surprised. But yeah, obviously Sarah J, one of the top companions, maybe the top companion after Clara. Uh, Benton, Benton. Yeah, Benton's going in the good. So Benton, he's got, he's one of the unit family, but he's got a bit more about him than Yates. He's a bit sarcastic. He gets a bit cheeky with the Brigadier. So yeah, he's a good guy, Benton. And we go to the next one. Stephen Taylor. Right. Great. Stephen's quite a relatively recent discovery for me because we've been going through the William Hartnell era. Then meet Stephen, Ian's replacement, and yeah, he's actually a really good character. I love the way that he's pretty much constantly arguing with the Doctor over everything, but again, there is still that respect there, and eventually he goes off and leads his own society. So that's a pretty cool ending. Strax. Yeah. Again, Paternoster gang. Not sure they should really count in this. I mean, I guess how much you like Strax depends on how much you like his jokes, his unintentional jokes. He's been on Earth for like 200 years or something, for a long time. He should be able to recognize two different genders by now. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the lines are good. Some of them just, yeah, I don't know. I'll just leave them okay. Then we go Susan. The Doctor's granddaughter, the first companion, as they say. See, I sort of like Susan, but she's got a lot of issues with her. Like she has some great moments, like the Sensorites when she gets to use her telekinetic abilities, and that's really cool. But most of the time, she's just sort of whining and just complaining. And that's basically why Carol Ann Ford wanted to leave the show, because Susan wasn't the character they promised her she'd be. Because of her importance to lore, I'll keep her in okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave her there. Tegan. I don't love Tegan as much as a lot of other people do, but I do think she's good. Her first series, I do worry that she had been wearing that air stewardess uniform for a very long time. I dread to think what the state of it was. I do And as far as I'm aware, I think she's the only companion who's had two different exits. Because one time they eventually got her to Heathrow, and then the second time was when she realised she just couldn't handle all the death anymore. Just probably the most sensible decision that a companion's ever made in the show. Well, there is one of them actually thinking about it. Yeah. I don't love Tegan as much as other people do, but yeah, I think I agree. I agree. She's good. Vicky though, yes, what an upgrade from Susan Vicky was. She had a hard task. She was the first replacement character in the show, and it's hard not to love Vicky. Um, she's she's very bright, she's very resourceful, and she's 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 just generally fun to be around. She has this amazing optimism about everything. So yeah, love Vicky. She was a Maureen O'Brien. She was a victim of TV politics. So her run got cut unfairly short. So I could definitely have done this with more Vicky. There we go, Victoria. Victoria. Okay, she is probably one of the most misunderstood characters, and she has a very unfair reputation. And that's mainly down to her last story, where she defeated an enemy by screaming at it. But no, I think she's a very misunderstood, because I think people forget her circumstance was that she never wanted travel or adventure. It was just the Doctor didn't have much choice. It was either take her with him or leave her on Skaro. She didn't have any family to go back to. So it was not a life she ever wanted, and she could be useful on occasion. I think she's got a bit of an unfair reputation. Oh, and there was a sort of hinted romance between her and Jane, which I'm not entirely sure how I feel about, because since I'm not entirely sure how old Victoria is supposed to be. Okay, Turlo. Turlo is a weird one. He's a weird one, Turlo. I mean, yeah, obviously he's a weird one. Because he's not something he shouldn't really. He's got an interesting story to him. In that he's a plant he's a mole for the Black Guardian. So I don't know where he goes. He's obviously he's very intelligent. He's very resourceful. I don't know why the Doctor took him with him though. Yes, you seem a very untrustworthy bloke. Come along. So yeah, I don't know where to put Turlo. So okay. I don't know. Wilfred Mott. Wilfred. I don't know. I don't know because he's got a weird sort of say that I'm. Well, obviously, I gotta give full props to why the actor's name has just completely escaped me. Damn it! Why can't I remember his name? Who is it? Bernard Cribbins. Bernard Cribbins. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I can't. I don't know why. I just my name just completely blanked on his name. Yeah, I don't want to put him in top tier because he's not really a full time companion, but he is a great character, and the conversations he has with the temp doctor just so incredible, moving and emotional. So yeah, but who doesn't love Wilf? Yes, yes, right. Yeah, sorry. You know, there are people who put her high up. I have absolutely no idea why. Um, she is only slightly more interesting than Ryan, and no amount of queer baiting will ever change that. Again, you uh, these two just personality vacuums. There's just there's just nothing to them. Zoe, Zoe's Zoe. Uh, is she fantastic or is she great? I don't know. I don't know. You see, I don't see. Much as I do like Zoe, I don't think she's quite on the level of some of the other characters on that top tier. But she is a great character. I like it. Yeah, so you can absolutely can hold her in. Yeah, I'll bump her up. I'll bump her up. Fantastic. Yeah. I love the relationship you have with the daughter. Her and Jamie. They have a bit of a brother sister like relationship. Uh, always niggling each other, but also very protective of each other. They work really well together. So yeah, I think Zoe fantastic tier. I think that's yeah. All right. Obviously, everyone is below par, but that's to be expected. But yeah, that's my tier list. Obviously, not everyone's going to agree. Like I know love river song fans out there, but we really shouldn't be indulging her. She's not well. Um, again, a lot of Amy Pond lovers out there as well. So not everyone's gonna agree. But yeah, I think that's a pretty fair, accurate list. And all right. Well, I say thank you for joining me on this Sunday afternoon. Yeah, I've got some things I'll be working on during this week. Supposed to have something out this morning, but yeah, the BBC aren't having it. All this Clara Slander. Yeah. No, I just think there's no, I just have issues with the whole Doctor relationship. I just don't buy into it. It's not. It doesn't strike me as genuine. That's really all it is. And you know she was, you know, and she was brainwashed into being obsessed with the Doctor. You know, so it's not entirely her fault. But anyway, yeah, that'll be it. That'll be it for now. Hopefully, I should have a new video coming out this week. Just got to get well, just got to record it basically. So yeah, hopefully that'll be around Wednesday, Thursday this week. I may do another stream next Sunday. We'll wait and see. But thanks for joining me. I'll see you all next time.